Hello, this is Elson. Welcome back to our PBEM Vs Jochen Combat. Now I had to apologize because apparently I messed up and saved over my recording for this combat replay with the previous turn somehow. So I put out a video using the 27th combat replay, so this will be the 28th combat replay. Now, I'm also under the weather. I've been draining a lot, so my voice sounds weird, and yeah, so haven't been able to really talk without coughing. So hopefully I will be able to get through this short video without coughing on you guys. All right, so this is December 28th, 1941. All right. All right, so we take a little dot base out to Singapore, or not dot base, but small base off to Singapore, which had a naval guard, so he flew one, or not a naval, base force, so he flew that out to Palembang. That was one of the ones, those base forces that showed up. Unloading more troops at Kaljidi. Plunger is playing with one of our sub chasers, and we failed to find it, but they did their job. Looks like a Dutch sub takes a shot at the Hishu, but misses. Air operations, we fail to find Changsha yet once more because of bad weather. I think this is like turn 4. Something to sink, not ours. Probably maybe some of those AKLs that we did damage to last turn. We find a minefield at Merak. No damage. We land at Dagua. More in the Denny this turn. Apologize, guys. Alrighty then. Moving into the naval phase. No reactions, it doesn't look like. More unloading. So I-21 basically fails to get a shot off because ISIS keeps her low, but we do find Mr. Prince of Wales here. So that's either going north to Bombay or coming back down to Colombo. I'm thinking that's going north to Bombay, if I had to take a guess. So let's fast forward through these spotting things. He does keep an eye on Kadipatai this turn. We do some massive damage to a couple of these fragments, which we didn't destroy. Bombing a little star there. Try to slow the other guys further on so we can catch up and do some more damage. As you can tell, we start doing some pretty decent damage because this spot, like right here on Cyan, and that is all clear terrain. So any damage that we can get these guys would be nice. Still working on the Wusu area. That was it for the AM phase. Going into the PM phase. We'll keep an eye on Houston. He does manage to escape us, but we're hoping he's going to move. He's heading towards Darwin because he didn't go to Amban Kandara. He's got to stop somewhere for a few. So I'm assuming he's going to Darwin, so we will kind of start moving and try to catch him after he leaves Darwin. Darwin's got some 6-inch coastal guns, so I don't want to try to bombard in port, and even then you don't get much damage, so we're hoping he'll fly out of, when he leaves Darwin is when we'll catch him. And then we'll hopefully sink him. fast forward those. Did this. Again, that minefield don't take much more damage unloading a KLGD. Alright. Alright, so we do a shock attack. He left behind this 41st Chinese A Corps. So he split up the corps that was moving away from us into 3. As you can tell, this one is basically completely wiped out. Surrenders. You know, 318 to 1. So, as you can tell, we wipe it out pretty much completely. 1500. He did the same thing up here. He spread up this 33rd Chinese Corps. We're going to go ahead and wipe this one out. 869 to 1. So again, about 1,300 casualties. We pushed the 223rd RAF into, say, Kuala Lumpur here. Surprised we didn't destroy it to get it to surrender, but it's alright. Luckily, the Imperial Guards had 100 preparation for a low star, so we just kind of, even though he's got a decent amount of AV here, I think it's got like level 1 forts and some terrain, we pretty much just pushed these guys out completely for very little damage. So this worked out pretty good for us. And push them back to Taiping. Yeah, so 242, 463. Fort level was 1. Oh, my engineers reduced it before the assault, which is might have been why we pushed them out. But 3 to 1, 177. We are a little tired because we have been marching and all that. But, you know, 1 squad destroyed, 40 disabled, not bad. We destroyed 56 combat squads. So pretty good, well, defeat for these guys. We'll take 18th Division takes Merak. We'll take Kyoji. The Japanese 16th Regiment crosses over into Bolima. I can't pronounce that. I apologize. And I mean, we end up to which one surrenders here? I think one of these base forces surrenders, or maybe not. Who surrenders? 224. No, I thought one of them just. I thought one surrendered, right? But we destroyed a lot more combat. No, we didn't get anything. Okay, so we just pushed them out. It's going to take a couple turns for them to recover from the shock attack across the river, and then we will continue pursuing. We'll take Cape Gloucester, and that's it. So all in all, pretty good turn for us on the land. We won pretty much every engagement. Python and Luke has expanded its air size to 2, getting those guys set up for basically future operations, because eventually he will attack Burma after we take it to kind of push us out. So that's our fallback line. And let's fast forward this. We get a new sub chaser in Yokosuka. All right, so aircraft lost us this turn. He actually lost more than that. We lost a Babs and a Zero, but he lost 3 Catalinas. This is fucking great for us. He's lost 10 of the PBY5s. He lost 2 of the Catalina 1s. I believe these are either the ones that are in India or Australia. Either way, we'd like to see those. And he has now lost a regular Catalina as well. So, my guess is this was an air-to-air. This is a PBY Catalina, is a Dutch one. Would be my guess. And then this is probably like an ops loss from one of the ones in the Pacific. So all in all, pretty good. 191 to 144. Could be better, but he hasn't put up a fight anywhere in the air, so we haven't been able to get or attack really with bombers anywhere. So we haven't really been able to do any damage there. 121 and 12 for the ship sunk. Last turn we heard some sinking, so that's probably went up a couple points because I believe those AKLs that we did in bombing last turn. Over here, many Kadipatai still a little spotted, but not them, but the surface force here, the 3 to 7. So we're still heading towards east to cover the invasion of Baker and Canton. These guys are loading up, probably about 2 more turns, and then they'll head down, take Canton. Baker will be second. We're also going to pick up Ocean Island force, and we'll probably move them down somewhere. Maybe Canton if we need extra, or Baker we'll take these Vaipu, just little trip bases that we're going to try to get. After we take those mini kitty type, we'll head back to probably truck. They'll refit, size, and then we'll start making a move on Port Moresby and maybe Luganville and New Caledonia. We need to get some more forces into the area. We're pretty short on forces in the Southern Pacific. We've completed a lot to Java. As you can tell, this term we will move to land the 2nd Division at Tejopo to take Sorbeja. Hopefully, 4th Division will cut the rail line. 18th Division will be moving into Batavia, and then we'll eventually move these divisions into Bandanegg. I might do like one attack on Bandanegg just to see how it goes. We have moved fighters and bombers into Palembang to then keep the forts down and, you know, just start annoying them, basically. Like I said, Houston is here, so we're spotted. He's going to be out of range, but he's got to be heading for Darwin. He skipped Ambon, he skipped Kandari. None of these other bases really have any fuel. I don't even know if Darwin has enough fuel for him, but it's the only place that he should be able to get fuel before he can kind of retreat. So we will continue to pursue him and then try to get him when he leaves Darwin, is our goal. You know, as you can tell, Malaya is doing good. China, again, we just have our thrust here. We're sending small forces this way. Main thrust here and main thrust on heading to Anking. So, that's pretty much what it is. We guys should be moving in turn after this. Into Momaine. We'll take Momaine, and these forces will continue to push up this way. He has retreated pretty much everything to Lashio. So we will continue. We'll start bombing Lashio to keep him from building bases here, or not bases, but fort level. These destroyers somewhere. Yeah, these destroyers are heading to mix up with these guys, so we can move the 11th Air Fleet to Talasea. So we can start getting our defenses of the Bismarck Sea and Solomon Sea up. We're starting to build forts. We get some reforts engineering battalions in the Marshals pretty soon. So we'll start building up the Marshals, and then once we get those board up, we'll start working on the Marianas. Intelligence. Not much. Heavy in Pearl Harbor. Probably not going to give us much. We know he has ships there. We know he has planes there. Woohoo. That's about it. Combat report, there was nothing super happy there. Operations, nothing big here. Don't see anything big. Yeah, nothing big in operations report. So, landing into Poland turn, that's probably gonna take 3 turns, 4 turns. So probably by the 2nd week of January, we'll start doing our northern Borneo attacks. We'll start taking all these bases. We'll start landing in Trandashar. We'll land in Samarinda, and we'll start going for Balapan and Tarakan as well. We need about, let's see, Hellsenstrat here. These guys are okay. We ordered these guys to unload because they're the 144th and that disruption's at 54. So we need to unload these guys, let their disruption get down. We'll rebuild them up, and then we'll head to Ampon because the Kitty Batai and these guys should be clear to come cover them. I want to say 1 turn, 2 turn, at least 2 turns to unload 2nd Division. Once those are loaded, we'll head and then we'll start working on Ambon, Kandari, Makassar, and Kopang. Once we get those, we'll just start doing what we've been doing with these guys, little dot bases and smaller bases with our quick transports to take most of these. Need a garrison of 20. I think it's just Dilly that needs a garrison down here, unfortunately. Or I should say, fortunately. And then I think Denpasar and Matram will need to land significant forces here. We'll have to land a decent amount of forces to take Diddley in Lantern, because there's forces here. But most of these other things have nothing, so we just land base forces and take those guys. We definitely want to take Bola and Babel. They have some oil here. What we will do is like send like one of those small 1200 tankers, maybe with like a single patrol boat, and they'll start hauling the oil out of these, sending it back to Battle Bob. And once we get like 60,000 oil there, we'll send a big transport and transfer that back to the home islands. And then, like I said, once we take Sorbet High and Batavia, that opens up taking Balapan and Terracon because it takes them out of their range, the B-17s. In about 2 weeks, we'll start our Mindanao as well invasion. So this will take up a lot of forces because it takes basically, let's say, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that takes like 100 right there to garrison Mindanao. It's pretty annoying, but it is what it is. I think Cebu takes 40 more. There's another 20 at Backcloud. So there's another like 180. There's like little small forces and that's kind of annoying that it takes to garrison. Let's see, this takes another 20 Bebe. So 200 AV. The problem is I have a lot of small units that are 15. So I can't just take these 20s are very hard to get. And 40s are kind of hard to get. So it's annoying because I can't split my forces correctly enough to garrison them. But it is what it is. We are moving into Clark. Airfield damage is still doing decent. We'll probably keep these up. We're standing down our Navy bombers for quite a bit. They need a lot of time in the shop. We take a look at these now. Like fatigue level is high, 48. Some of these are really high, right? So they've been working hard for weeks. So we're gonna stand down for a little while. Look at this. 94, 64, 62, 60, 58, 56, 50. Yeah, so these guys need to be in the bendy body and fender shop to get these guys fatigued down. So don't want to be losing a lot of oplosses, don't want to be losing a lot of pilots, so they'll stand down for like 4 or 5 turns probably. We'll keep up enough damage on Clark and but once we get these guys completely down on fatigue level, we'll be kind of happy. We have cut these guys off, they're not going anywhere. And again, it's just a rush down to see what he can get into the area and what we can get surrounded here. It looks like he's already pulling back. It looks like he's trying to cut cross country. I think that's a mistake, especially with me bombing him. That's going to slow these guys so far because this is wooded rough and mountain terrain. So it's going to take him forever to move through this, especially bombing. So, but he's trying to get me to here. We will move here and then just move up this road. And hopefully these guys can kind of roll up this road and do as much damage as they can. These guys can cut through here, catch these guys, do as much damage to these guys as they can. Not going to be a whole bunch left, but if they can cut this way and then cross here, here, and then up, we might manage to capture some of these guys or surround some of these guys. One of our divisions here is going to go ahead and start cleaning up this railroad. We need to open this railroad line. This is annoying because we want to be able to get supply through here. We're putting up Shenyang and Nanyang's airfield and fort level. That way they can get a good amount of supply through here. That's pretty much going to be it for this turn. I already have the turn for the 29th, so I will put that out either tomorrow or the next day. And then he has the turn for the 30th, so hopefully he'll be able to get that to us here shortly. Again, I'm sorry that it put out the wrong video, and I'm sorry my voice sounds all bad and I'm not doing so good. But if you have any questions, make sure to ask.